What's up everybody? My name is Hashu, also known as the most handsome man in a 5 cm radius. Today I'm going to be doing a plugin review. I'm hoping this channel will be a plugin review channel, and today we're going to be reviewing our first plugin, which will be the P22 Rail. I'm going to give my honest feedback and also a kind of small tutorial for people that aren't 100% sure how to use the plugin. So here I've loaded my Ableton project where we have P22 Rail. First, let's look at its GUI. Honestly, I didn't really like 2D GUIs in the beginning, but it kind of grew on me. I kind of like how it is simple and it's kind of nice looking. Sometimes or actually most of the time, I like to increase its brightness to the max. I don't know why, but it seems more readable to me. So let's look at the right side. On the right side, you have readout, and on the left side, you have the drive. Why do you need a drive, and where's the threshold? Basically, this does not have a threshold knob. The threshold is stuck at 0 dB fs, and you cannot change it. Why would we do that? Because this is like an analog to digital converter. In the old times, they had analog to digital converters, and when they increased it over 0 dB fs, the converter couldn't even handle it anymore and started saturating, started clipping, and in the end, they actually liked that sound. It became iconic and it's really nice. So P22 Rail is just like that. It is an analog to digital converter in a plugin form. So on the left side, we have drive. You push in your drive so it can start hitting that 0 dB fs like we said for it to start clipping. So when you move it, it goes by increments of 0.1. When you hold shift, if you look to the right side, there is trim. When you hold shift and you push it up, trim compensates. First, let's look at the other stuff before we go into trim. So there is peak in. If you look down here, it says peak in, peak level reaching the clipper after drive. So basically, it's just your peaks, what level that it's reaching the clipper after the drive. It's basically self-explanatory. Then there's clip depth. Clip depth. How fast peaks go past the rail. 2 to 3 dB is strong, ease off past 3. So basically, whatever is going above 0, how much is it compressing or clipping down? Clip percentage. What does clip percentage mean? Share of the program touching the clipper about 1% is normal. So basically, you have your signal, 100% of the signal. Only about 1% should really be going. 1 to 2%. Anything above that, it's kind of a lot of clipping. So whatever is going above your threshold, the clip depth is how much you compress that or clip that, and the clip percentage is how much of your total signal is reaching above 0 dB fs. Next, we have trim. So as I said, when you click on shift and you move your drive up, trim compensates. You put 3.3, the trim is at 3.3. So what is trim? Trim is basically a digital out. It cleanly goes up or goes down, but for us, it is only going down. Now, why would you need it to go down? Because of course, when you start clipping it, it starts to get louder and louder. And sometimes you wanna clip your signal because you have to hit it at 0 dB. You clip it, but now it's too loud and everything else is normal. So you wanna push it back down to where it is sitting in a comfortable position. Now you have match, you can click on match where it will take it to the exact level of your original signal, but sometimes you don't want it to go back all the way down to the original, you want it a bit higher, so you can use the trim. Now, TP. What is TP? It says running true peak at the output after trim. So it's not really that explanatory, so let's go and ask our signal advisor in our website. So I pulled up the web page, and down here there is signal advisor. We can click on it and we can ask it, what is TP on P22 Rail? TP is the current true peak level at Rail's output measured after trim is applied. TP max is the highest true peak recorded since the last reset. If TP max shows the alarm dot flashing and Rail is your last stage, bring trim down until the output is within your delivery target. So basically TP is like a single or maybe a little bit of multiple samples that are really high, that are going above your 0 dB. It will start flashing, as they said, and basically you want to lower your drive or you want to lower your trim. And next there is TP max. However, we already explained it by the signal advisor. So let's skip over. LUFS-I. It says integrated loudness since reset, match to your delivery target. Now, if you don't know, LUFS is basically how loud your signal is. And normally, you have it at -14 or -12. That's what usually a lot of people do. But sometimes your client might say, I want it at -10, -12, or maybe he wants it so crazy loud, he goes -9. However, there's normalized audio, which will then push it back down to around -14, which might end up messing your sound a bit if it's not gonna be 100% what you envisioned it as. Next, we have match. Now, match doesn't say anything next to it because we didn't start the plugin yet. So let's play it. And you can see match says +4. That means we are +4 dB above our original signal. So down here, it says match. If we click on that, it will take it back down to the original signal level. So let's play. It says +4 now. I click on match, and now it is 0. So the signal was very high, +4 dB above. Now it went back down. Next, there is LRA. LRA right now says 4LU. Now, let's look at what it says. Loudness range of the output. Lower means more compressed dynamics. So 4LU means that you have left 4LU worth of dynamic possibilities. It can go above. It can go up to 4LU. So basically, you don't want it to be at 0 because then there's absolutely 0 movement. You want it to keep it breathable. You want it groovy. So you should keep it relatively low. Alright, now that you know how to use the plugin, all about the readout, let's get into the fun part where we're going to be listening to vintage, modern, and sharp. These are 3 flavors that have its own unique style. Let's see what they do. Alright, so now that I have my plugin ready, let's start comparing it. I'm going to be turning bypass on and off so that we can compare between them. Let's listen to that one more time. So what did we hear? I personally heard that with vintage on, it made it more bouncy, it made it more uplifted, it felt like I was on a cloud, and it just made the song lighter overall. With bypass on, it was more grounded, it wasn't as bouncy. It's still bouncy, but not like with vintage. Vintage emphasized the bounce. Now let's try modern. How does modern sound? Alright, so what did we hear with modern? With modern, I heard that it was transparent, actually. It did not change the mix too much. It's just a clipper that is not imposing its own signature sound into your mix. So basically, if you have a perfect mix, you don't need something that is adding its own style into it. You just have modern to keep it transparent. And lastly, we have now sharp. So let's see how does sharp sound. Let's try that one more time. Alright, so what did we hear with sharp? So with sharp, I heard that the song was more tight, it was more bound, it did not let it just jump wherever it wanted. Like with vintage, it emphasized the bounce. And with sharp, it removed the bounce. It did not let it bounce. It held it tight. And you can definitely hear that with the snare. The snare was very tight and it was very strong. And that's basically the character of sharp. So that's about it. We talked about the 3 different flavors, we talked about the readout, and we talked about how the threshold is stuck at 0. You cannot touch the threshold, you can only touch the signal. You have to push it up into the threshold, and then you can lower it down with trim or with match. Thank you guys for watching the video, and we'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.